Hey guys, Roberto here, and today I'm gonna be sharing with you guys 3 ways of how exercise can really cause a positive and influential impact in your health. So obviously, when we think of exercise, we're like, ugh, do I need to? Do I really have to? Like, I could do it tomorrow, or eh, I don't need to. I'm young. I don't need to worry about that, or like just the little negative thoughts that get in our head that we're like, that I guess you could say lazy thoughts that we get. And so those are some of the things and that I personally go through in my head. And so yeah, so the first way that it can improve your health is mental health. Obviously, we don't really think about our mental health. We usually think about how we present ourselves, how we feel, and our body feels, and that's about it. And at the end of the day, we push whatever is happening mentally. We're like, oh, it's all right. It's just whatever happened today. I'll get over it. But it takes a mental toll on you. And so what exercise does, it relieves that toll from you, because when basically you're having like a mental reset, because when you exercise, you're just focusing on your workout or your walk or your run or whatever exercise it is. That's all your focus is on. It's not on the stress that you had 5 minutes ago, or what you have to do like the next. You're just focused, like your mind is clear. And so what it leads is, it just reduces anxiety, reduces your stress, reduces depression. And those are some of the mental, I guess you say, mental negative negative impacts that can occur in your mental health, and that could also reduce it. Exercise can reduce those three things. And so yeah, what I found in an article where it says there's physiological influence where regions of your brain will have positive memory formation, leading to better moods and motivation. So yeah, that leads to cognitive functions where where that's basically your thinking and your learning and your judgment. And so after you're done exercising, you have like a clear mind. Everything's just, you feel better. Your stress is like relieved. Your anxiety is like lowered, and you have a better like outlook on life. And like you're like, all right, let's go. You're like energetic to conquer the next thing. And so that's mental health. That's the first way. The second way is your physical health. Obviously, I feel like that's the prime goal of what everyone wants to achieve with exercise, is just to look good, feel good, to be fit, basically. And so yeah, those are some positive things, because obviously, depending if you want to lose weight, gain weight, or maintain weight, like it feels good. It feels good that you're losing weight, like, or it feels good that you're being able to reach a certain weight that you've been trying to reach or maintain it. That's pretty tough sometimes. And when you know that you're doing it through exercise, like you just feel great. And so yeah, that's one way. And another way is sleeping quality. Obviously, if you love sleeping, then you're gonna love it even after you exercise, because obviously, depending if you work out or in the morning or afternoon, it doesn't really matter. It's just, end of the day, you're losing energy. And so your body needs to recover. And then when you go to sleep, you just fall asleep like a baby, because your body's tired. And then the next morning, you just feel good. You feel good that you're well rested, and on to the next day. So yeah, that also goes along with energy levels, because obviously, when you go to sleep, you feel better in the morning. You feel and yeah, you're just ready to take on what you have in the morning, or take on the rest of your day that you have. And so yeah, in an article where it says physical activity can also slow down the loss of bone density that comes with age. Sorry, Professor. No offense, but yeah, obviously we're not going to be in tip-top shape for the rest of our life. So while we're young, what you can do is prevent further loss of bone density, and which leads to like our hurt shoulder, back, or knees just hurting. And so that's what exercise could do by strengthening our bones and muscles. And yeah, and lastly is socially. This one was really tough for me. I didn't really think about it, even though I'm an athlete. Now that after I done my research, it makes sense, because when you're exercising, you eventually tend to lead to other people that are exercising. They have the same interests or goals as you, and so eventually creates community, and what it leads is to even more motivation and even more growth, because you have someone else to work out with, you have someone else that is pushing you, and you're not doing it alone. Basically, it feels good when you're doing it with someone else, and that they have the same interest as you, same goal as you. And so what I found that you find on an article that I read from Simply Supplement, it says you find it a better experience when around people with the same interests, which will lead to new relationships and more growth. So yeah, it's like you just have a better experience with things. Like for me, obviously being a part of cross country, there's a group of people. It's not just me. Sometimes it could really get lonely when you're exercising, and you're like, you just feel like after you're not really getting. Eventually, you hit like a plateau. Like, man, what am I gonna do? But there's always someone else that always pushes you past that plateau to achieve even more things. And so yeah, it eventually just leads you to being a happier person, because you have not only made new relationships with those persons that have the same interests with you, you created community, and you're improving your well-being with other people around you. So yeah, those are the three things: mental health, physical health, and socially. And they can really, at the end of the day, it'll make you feel better, and you'll just be 10 times happier throughout life, because it relieves your stress. You're maintaining your body, and you're creating community with one another.